This is episode 99.
Yeah, we got to think about what we want to do for 100. It's just an arbitrary number anyway.
That's right. It's not like it's a base 2 power or anything. We get to 128. That's the party right there.
Your mom's a base 2.
All right, here we go. Today is Sunday, August 23rd, 2015, and this is the infamous episode 128, which is woefully behind schedule of the Defensive Security Podcast. My name is Jerry Bell, and joining me tonight is Mr. Andrew Callett.
Good evening, Mr. Bell. Yeah, we talked about doing something special for 128. I don't know, back in the early, late 90s.
Yeah, episode 99, in fact.
And then we never said another word about it.
That's right.
So people probably forgot, but we did not forget.
We did not.
This is our big round number episode. And if you don't know why this is our big round number episode instead of episode 100, we're not going to tell you.
Yeah, that's homework for you.
Mm-hmm. But can you believe it? 128 episodes.
I know. That's crazy.
And 98 of those, if I'm doing my math correctly, were with me.
That's right.
Well, maybe one or two that I was missing that you did on your own since then.
Yeah, it's been a good run. It's been a good run. I've really enjoyed this. So we do have we do have something special for this episode, right? And this is absolutely not our last episode. Don't want people to go away thinking that. But we'll talk for a little bit, and then I'll play my present for all of you listeners. So anyway,
you've been working hard on it.
I have been working very hard on it.
Yeah.
It has been it's been a challenging week. I've spent every free minute I can. You would not believe how long it takes to go through a lot of episodes. So to find good material. So anyway, one of the things I did want to talk about, and it's kind of timely because I've been writing some things about getting into the information security business, and I wanted to just take a quick minute to reflect on what has this podcast done for us, and potentially to get people interested in maybe starting their own. I mean, This is not a competition, right? There's lots and lots of people listening to podcasts. I would encourage you, if you have an idea for one, go for it. So, anyway, what has being on this podcast done for you?
Yeah, that's a big question. I would say a ton. There's so many different ways I could answer that question. One of the first I'd say is that it's definitely expanded my social network in the InfoSec community. I've met a lot of great people and made a lot of friends, and really have had a lot more interesting experiences in the community as a result of meeting a lot more people, and that's been great. I would say at a personal level, having to articulate this stuff on the podcast really forced me to do more holistic thinking and put the concepts together better. And it forced me to be I'd like to think, I hope, a better information security practitioner. It's taught me how much I don't know. That's one thing that I think there's many people talk about this. When you start learning something, you first start in the period of, man, I don't know anything. And then you think you're an expert. And then as you actually get into that expert phase, you realize, wow, I really don't know anything. And then you start to become actually experienced. So that's one thing that this show has taught me. I would say it probably helped me get my most recent job. My mindset and the way I look at information security is pretty unfiltered on this show. So it's kind of like getting a job interview for folks who take the time to listen.
Right.
So for good or ill, how I think about information security is, 90 some odd hours of recorded permanent record on how I look at things. So that can be good and bad. But I think my current role as a principal security architect for a financial institution came directly from the show. And certainly opportunities to go to more cons and lots of other opportunities have opened up. I would say the flip side is it's a lot of work. We definitely spend a lot of time working on the show and thinking about the show. You more than I, because you do the editing and such. But it is a part-time job, to say the least.
Yeah.
What about you?
Absolutely.
I'm sure you'll have better answers. But.
No, you had great answers. I think a lot of mine are very similar. It's forced me, and in fact, I think this is part of the reason selfishly I did it, was it forces me to refine my thinking about things in a way that I can in turn communicate, hopefully effectively, which is I think pretty valuable. It also selfishly was a way to kind of get myself out there, right? I'm kind of naturally introverted, and it's this kind of took me out of my comfort zone, and
sure,
and here we are. It's also, I think, like you said, it's done wonders for my social network, and I'm extremely appreciative of of that opportunity. So that's been pretty cool. I've had lots of people. I've not switched jobs, but I've had lots of people express interest in me, which is kind of nice, right? That's it's a good feeling, right?
They just can't afford you, man. You're just too expensive.
That must be it. That must be it. It's taken a lot of time. That's one thing I think a lot of people probably don't recognize, is that it does take a lot of time. I would say it's more and more becoming almost my entire Sunday, whether it's editing the podcast, going through the stories that I've compiled, or in fact I just to give credit, right? You send probably 80% of the ideas for stories we talk about on the show. But we have to kind of compile our respective thoughts, and
you also reject a good 70% of what I said, so that's fine. Let's just
true.
But I'm getting used to rejection. It's all right. Carry on.
See, that's part of the process here.
It is.
So,
I did think of one other.
Okay.
Can I interrupt you?
Go ahead.
This is kind of a selfish thing to say, and if you really boil down psychology, almost everything we do, even if it seems altruistic, still has a selfish motivation, because we may like how it makes us feel, right? And
yep.
People will debate that, but go do some research. I have really enjoyed doing something that I thought was useful to the community. And my newest phrase that I'm using is marginally useful information security advice, but stolen, by the way, from Hand on the Law, who gives marginally useful legal advice. So I'll give credit to Bill Handel on that. But people have credited us with helping them and said a lot of very nice things, which I will selfishly admit makes me feel good. And so there's a part of me that really appreciates that people appreciate what we do, and that I'm doing something that I think is useful to others, and hopefully our listeners agree, and that they continue to find what we do useful going forward. But so there's a part of me that also finds that pretty valuable.
Definitely. I personally love helping people, and this show has been above and beyond everything else been my way of helping people. And but just to be transparent, it has I also do it for selfish reasons. So
you want to help people, so that's selfish.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But it's more than that. So anyway, it's been a wild ride, and hopefully 256 will be in the cards. I'm guessing 1024 is probably stretching it, But hey, if we get to that, to that Freakonomics 6 million download a month number, I mean,
At some point, we may have to revise our opinion on not having a sponsor if we're getting that.
I would agree.
Because as far as I know, we are the largest unsponsored podcast for information security.
Yeah, as far as I know, that's true. I mean, clearly, I don't know every show out there, but yes, I think that's true.
Now, the good news is, if you're smart enough, you can always make yourself the best, biggest, most whatever you want.
We are the market. Yeah, we're the market-leading podcast.
Oh, you just have to define your categories specifically enough, and you can own it.
That's right.
So right now, we are the largest independent, unsponsored information security podcast with two guys that often record on a Sunday night.
That's absolutely right.
And I stand by that statement.
And so we only have to meet the Freakonomics mark. We've only got to grow about 200 times.
Wow. Well, we'll work on that.
So we're getting about 30,000 downloads a month, which is.
You're going to give that number out? We've often kept that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of these days, I'd love to publish the growth curve.
I think that I'm going to work on that as a little project. I know on Reddit there's the Data is Beautiful subreddit, which I find interesting. They do pretty cool data visualizations. I would really like to do that. That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. And I'm happy to help. But to get to 6 million, we may have to make some changes to the show, though.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that Ashley Madison thing might be a good opportunity, because sex sells, right?
It's true. Well, I was actually thinking of maybe letting you go and co-host. But we could try your idea first.
So what you're saying is that I'm holding us back, right?
I think like a startup CEO, you've done an amazing job to get us where we are now, but we need to shift gears to go to the next level. And I think you would like to spend more time with your family.
You've been in this business for a while.
Way too long. Way too long. We got into war stories on Twitter the other day, and one of these days, I don't know if people would want to hear that, but maybe we should sprinkle in some war stories.
I think that would be a great time, and we have some.
I hadn't forgotten so many of those.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. Anyhow, so moving on. We'll move now on to my gift to you, the dear listener.
Well, gift may be presumptuous. Hopefully you'll like it.
Yeah, hopefully you'll still listen to episode 129.
Yeah, and but by the way, thank you for putting this together. I know it's a ton of work, and I know that it's both the show itself and the 128th episode. I know you spent a ton of time on it, so I wish I could take some of that load from you, but thank you for doing it.
Absolutely. It's a labor of love. So thank you. Thank you for everything you do on the show, and onward and upward.
We'll see you guys on the next one after this nice little montage.
One of the things people seem to like best about our podcast is the outtakes at the end and sometimes at the beginning of the show. And so I thought what I would do for episode 128 is take what I consider the kind of the best of the best and compiled a bit of a montage for you. So the first thing that I want to bring up is that running a podcast is sometimes a little stressful, right? And so the first thing you'll hear here are some of our I guess I'll call them moments of frustration.
Fucking bullshit-filled bullshit of bullshit.
And if these motherfucking lawn care people don't get the hell out of here, I'm gonna go postal. Where the fucking thing's got a V8 engine on the back of it. They sucked in every way imaginable.
How fucking worthless they were from an IT security perspective.
One of us on this show occasionally doesn't properly prepare for the show?
I'll just kind of have to do it on the fly. We'll be honest with you, I only had time to glance at the stories.
Oh,
but
fuck's sake.
But I'm such a professional, I don't need to read them.
You have a very healthy opinion of yourself, Mr. Kellett. You want to do a podcast?
Is that what we're doing?
That might be what we're here for.
Man, these always sneak up on me.
Totally.
I should one of these days learn to do some research or something. All right, let's do this shit. I forgot everything we're talking about.
Well, that's good. We've had some mishaps with animals. God damn it, you got eagles going on over there or what?
Absolutely, man. I've started a falconry.
Wow.
I'm teaching them to hunt executives.
Nice. Swoop down and steal their toupees.
And their BMW keys.
I've got a herd of animals down here with me, so dog just doesn't like me out of her sight right now. I don't know why. She apparently she was throwing up last night. Is that oh, nice.
Was that a four-legged critter?
Yeah, puking.
Oh. Well, apparently somebody's a critic.
Hang on one second.
Not a fan of our show. Well, everyone's a critic.
This particular quote is probably the most recognizable from the show. Mr. Kellett does tend to say some pretty noteworthy things.
The vendors are trying to define the problem space as the problem they can solve.
Here at the Defensive Security Podcast, we like to think of ourselves as big thinkers.
I should just charge you to have to ride in the car and just suck ideas off my brain.
Maybe I'm not visionary enough.
Damn it, Jerry. That's why I need to be an executive, because I only kind of know what I'm talking about.
Security is such overrated shit. Who needs it?
So I'm like, all right, well, I don't know. It was like this and about that.
I think we should all just move to Snapchat.
I think we should just all be on chat roulette.
The whole podcasting without pants thing is close to a whole new level.
So yeah, let's pretend we know what we're doing.
The iRazor, you know how the analog razors are dead, and we need internet connected razors with apps. And the iCar, I was really disappointed that the iCar didn't get announced today. And you don't have to worry about security either once it's in the cloud. Because, well, it's the cloud.
Are you ready to pontificate?
All right.
Maybe guys like me just got to pontificate, so.
Who would have thought Blinky Lights as a service would have been so popular?
If I remember my CISSP study, the appropriate term for this is fucked.
I thought it was poninated, but f***ed is fine to do.
Poninated.
Poninated.
So, we lied?
I think lying is such a strong word. We expanded the bounds of the truth. After having looked at the crappy way that my furnace was put in, I can certainly understand why companies keep getting hacked. We've had quite a few, let's call them logistical and equipment problems along the way. All right, here we go. Today is Monday, October 13th, 2014. Is it the 13th? God
No,
damn
no,
it.
it's
15th.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh, man, I f***ed that up.
Podcasting professionals right here.
See, that's why I got the goddamn edit thing. Nobody will ever hear it.
That little clip should go in an opening right there. That's why I got the goddamn edit thing. Nobody will ever hear it. That should be in an opening. You know, I still get the pre-show bulimia, but I think I'm ready.
The jitters.
Well, I just puke a few times.
Oh. Then you're good.
Yeah. It's
Got it.
you know, it makes me nervous talking to like 7 people. So I gotta, you know.
Totally.
I do a little meth, I puke, do a little coke, and I'm good.
It's like your thing. It's like a pitcher that touches their hat 3 times, right?
It's true. And And then apparently I have some ginger ale, which is apparently the thing.
Nice. And I would like...
Work security. And this is...
crap. Sorry, ad.
Podcasting professionals here, boys and girls.
All right, today is Tuesday, March 24th, 2014. Oh, God damn it.
You're wrong. You're so wrong.
Fail.
You fail at life.
Oh, man, see, it goes way better when I drink. I'm not even...
It's amazing you can even get dressed in the morning.
Totally. Stone sober, and I f*** it all up.
It's a good thing you're bald, or you wouldn't even know how to do your hair.
Damn. That hurt. You know, I can put up with everything. But that one, but not that one. That just hurt.
I take it back. I'm sorry.
And you are on mute. God f***ing damn it. And the attacker... Oh, bloody hell. Hang on.
Hanging.
That goddamn phone rings like once a month.
And
now
was the time.
And now was the time.
Give me 1 second. I gotta blow my nose. Sorry.
Oh, Christ. That's how the show's going to be.
Bite me. I don't take no shit from a machine.
So you need to call Geek Squad?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
I was gonna say something meaningful and I lost it. I'm sorry.
Last week I couldn't do it because I was hopped up on Vicodin.
That explains why random porn music got edited into our podcast. Hang on, I was trying to tweet something and clearly I failed.
Are you mining bitcoins over there? The whole podcasting thing doesn't work if the mute button's on. Sometimes when you have a joint podcast with another show, they don't always remember who you are.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Brian and Mr. Betcher and two very special friends with us, Andrew Callett and the other guy, Jerry Bell, from Breaking Down Security and Defensive Security. So
there you go. We often have a problem with the whole nation-state sponsored attack thing.
I was stunned by the way that the bank hackers were not nation state. You even said in the article they likely were not a nation state. I didn't think you were allowed to even say that these days.
That's heresy.
Well, that author will be canned, or that reporter. Whoever wrote that story.
Totally.
Fired.
Blacklisted.
You can go write for BuzzFeed.
Top 10 articles for the rest of your life, son.
That doesn't work out. I'm sure TMZ needs somebody. How many nation states are you spying for, asshole? Sorry, I said that wrong. How many nation states are you spying for, asshole?
These IOCs predate the JFK assassination. And they've finally been declassified.
These IOCs were initially discovered by Teddy Roosevelt. That's some fine advanced intelligence work there, Lou. That's nation state level shit right there.
Oh my God. Though Andy and I seem to get along pretty well on the show, there's quite a few times when we go to start recording, things don't really go as planned. You ready to get started? Light this bitch? Start this candle?
No.
Are you withholding podcasting?
I'm done with your silly little show. I'm big enough now. I'm going to do my own show. I'm going to crush yours. I'm going to be ranked number 30.
Really? Bring it on. You want to do a podcast tonight?
No, that. The hell with you and your podcast.
All right, so you want to do a podcast in your weakened, sickened state?
Well, it's not what I want to do. It's what I have to do.
Hello?
What do you want?
I'd like to place an order. You want to do a podcast?
No.
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 Just end it right now, huh? It's a good run. Oh, man.
Sure, let's do a podcast.
You thinking maybe we could do a podcast tonight?
Damn it, you're so needy.
Whatever.
1 damn minute, Admiral.
Got nothing but time, just waiting on you. And apparently your mom jokes are really, really funny. Weird.
Maybe your mom doesn't have the code for it.
Yep. There it is. I mean, they've been dicking around with SSL since, what was that, October?
I've been dicking around with your mom for years.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Hey, your mom said hi. And then sometimes things just go a little weird. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Okay.
So,
And that one's going out to our friends. Thanks for joining us on Radio Jerry, where he says, "Fuck you." I mean, you are from downriver.
oh, you're not going to pull that shit out. You're the
And-
FNG.
Yeah, seriously.
Have you ever come to
Killed 3 hookers in Reno and had to bury their bodies in the desert? No, never had that. Why do you hate me? Why? Why?
Well, let me count the ways.
And I had lawyers asking me about the box name Shitbrick. I'm like, oh, this is comfortable.
I'll be back for your payroll.
I don't know what you're compensating for there, buddy, but
Hey, if you can't figure it out.
And went to a Gladiators game, which was fun. Had good seats, so that was a good time.
So you like gladiator movies?
I do, and I've been to a Turkish prison.
Sweet. Ever seen a grown man naked? You want to talk about your plane shit?
Could you?
Your plane shit? Your taking pictures of planes.
Wow, you need a hell of a laxative for plane shit. Those
Uh,
wings would hurt.
The landing gear gets caught. Yep.
Ow.
Ow.
Ow. Lame. Have I mentioned lame?
Once or twice.
I mean, and because you don't shower, you are relatively sticky. So I imagine
Not stinky. Sticky.
both.
Okay, whatever. You hitting that stage in life finally, huh?
I am. I'm like Bobby Brady. I'm going through changes. Well, you apparently know more than I do. But
Well,
only in this one instance.
Fair enough.
Clear on this. This one.
Yeah, but they're not going to hear the rest of that comment.
I think we should come up with a better story about your finger. Like your dog was attacking a little old lady, and you had to save the little old lady.
By sacrificing my finger.
Right.
Hey, that's a good one. I like it. We could do a Jerry is Spaced Out podcast.
It's all about capturing mind share.
That's not well written either.
Man, you want it well written and immediate?
I mean, it's pretty clear to me that they banged that thing out pretty in short order, so
I'm just not even going to bother.
whatever. It has been an absolute honor to produce this podcast. I am completely amazed at the number of people who listen, and I appreciate very deeply the time that you spend with us. I sincerely appreciate everything that Mr. Callett has done to help me in this podcast, and I look forward to many more. Thank you very much, and we will talk again soon. Have a good night. What do you call two really fast llamas?
I don't know. What do you call two fast llamas?
Llama Borghinis.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I like it. Let's do some more of that. I'm not interested in having this discussion any longer.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.